Hello and welcome to Tabletop 24. Thank you for joining us for our round out of 2021 and what you can expect from us in 2022. Now, a bit of a different angle today, and we're going to get to a bit of why a little bit later, but let's start with what we've accomplished in 2021. Now, this was the year where the channel was sort of brought to life. We started way back, I believe around March time, when we started getting some of the equipment that wanted to grow the Tabletop 24 brand as it was. Now, if you'd followed along on the Instagram originally, we started off as a 24-hour tabletop charity event. Now, the view of that was we'd always look to go back to that. However, as with many things over the last 2 years, COVID has put a sort of kibosh on a lot of things and caused a lot of problems for a lot of people. So we decided to look at what we can do to grow the channel. So should we run another event, we could be more successful, we could raise a little bit more money, and we can sort of get a bit more out there. And also, as with most people in lockdown, it was an extra hobby and an extra passion. So taking it to that next sort of level. Now, throughout 2021, it was about what we can do, test the water with a few different things. We started off with a nice new camera to hopefully grow the Instagram followers, and that's worked to a certain degree, but we then quite quickly and quite rapidly switched over to doing videos. Now, a lot of the stuff was me behind the camera and trying to get away from being in front of it as much as possible, but obviously we've got to get to a point where unfortunately people have got to watch me jabber on about different things instead of just hearing me behind a camera and opening things up. So that's a little bit more of what we're going to expect in 22. But we started off and we decided that, well, why not? Let's go into the deep end, and Mana Screw helped us out with the Flesh and Blood Road to Nationals. And we decided what we want to do, a bit of a stream, and if we were going to do another 24-hour event, that actually we would want to stream it, and that let's try it. I've never done it before, and that was a resounding success. And since then we've covered a lot of different Flesh and Blood events. Down in Mana Screw, we did the UK Nationals back in October. We've gone up to Living Rams to in Leeds to cover some of their events, and stay tuned because there will be more of that coming in 2022, and it's a game that we're quite passionate about. Whilst we've waned off it a little bit, I think a lot of people have wind down since national season was over, but that will soon be starting to pick back up again with the Pro Quest that's going to be coming back in the new year. So that's not going anywhere. We will be covering that, and we will be going forward with that. What else you'll have seen on the channel is we've done some Yu-Gi-Oh events. Now we're covering them down at Mana Screw, and we're covering a few of the local events. So we will continue to do that, and we'll continue to pick up a few other card games, a few other events that are happening down there next year, and hopefully grow some more content for everybody. Now, this is Tabletop 24. It's not a focus on any single event, so we won't just be focusing on one single card game, one single board game, or even just those realms. We will stretch that, and we want to be sort of an all-encompassing piece. Now, obviously we can't cover everything all. A lot of the time it is just myself, so we want to grow that and to make sure that everybody gets a bit of the pie, if you will, and I'll be reaching out to a few different people locally to help us out with that. So we covered the card events, we covered the games. A lot of the other videos were unboxings. These were what we started with. These were obviously the easy videos for people to do, but also wanted to do it with a different approach. And you'll have seen to start off with, we did a few reboxings, so where there's particularly complex inserts, or where we've printed off a 3D printed insert, and that's going to continue. We'll keep going with some of those, and we'll get those up as soon as we can. The more games that come in, more games that we get lent. So a few of the games that you've seen have been provided by friends of the channel that have sort of helped out, bringing everybody a bit of extra content. So we do have a few Kickstarters that have been backed, and they will be coming in hopefully in the new year. So stay tuned for those, and we'll continue to put those out as soon as we get them. As you'll see from behind me, there are plenty of games here. So we're obviously going to have a little bit of space issue at some point. So there'll be things going through and getting culled out of the collection as we go, hopefully. And so everybody can get a piece of that. So we'll have discussions about what's going to get culled and why and stuff. We'll put a bit of a segment in for that. There are a few games that I picked up that I no longer play, a few games that I picked up that just didn't do what I expected, and sort of a few games that have been replaced with other games of similar like. So we will get through those, and those will still come in. But one of the big things that we want to look at next year is, and the reason why the setup's a little bit different today, is we want to try and do a few streams in here. Now this is the games room, this is the den, this is the table where a lot of the stuff comes in, and it was a passion project putting all of this together for a start. Now that will be new games that we get in. There'll be some older games. We want to try and get a bit consecutive and with those, and make sure we've got some consistency in the content that we're putting out, and so that you can tune in at regular times, you know when to expect that. And that's what we want to do in 2022, is get that consistency going, so you know when things are going to come. Be a bit more interactive in the community, rather than just, here's a video, go watch it, thank you for watching it. We want to get those up, and what we want to do with that is then we want to grow the subscriber base with that. It's important to us that we get a few more people on board with that. We want to listen to people that are providing that, and give us a bit of growth criteria. So what do people want to see? What will help people watch more of the content, and what do people actually want to see? One of the big things that the channel was founded on is the community. We showed that with the Flesh and Blood UK Nationals. We do that with a lot of the stuff that we do down at Manor Screw, and obviously we do it within the local community in different areas. We talk to different local game stores and stuff like that. So the big thing, and that's why a lot of the time we'll mention we, and I've done it again there. So for me it's a we, because I involve so many people in the channel with different bits and pieces. So there's a lot of people out there that we wouldn't have been able to get the content we've done to over the last sort of 9 months. So there is a lot of we with that, and it's not just a single idea. I do bounce a lot of ideas off of other people, and they help out, and so a massive thank you to them. So why is everything a little bit different? So we will have this setup, and that's a straight cut in this video. This is hopefully a one take video, so it will be gone running through everything that we can do. So we've got a bit fancy with some of the stuff that we're going to be able to show you and cutting in, and this is some of the what will be on the live stream setup. So we'll have the game out in front of us, and hopefully that's quite nice and clear. One of the things we've done is we didn't want to bring this too soon, because as you'll see at the minute, it's still not quite the right quality that we like to output on the channel, and hopefully we will grow that and build upon that as we go. Like a lot of the equipment has been a self-investment, so we'll be continuing to grow that in 2022. So that's what we want to do. We want to cover things like in this sort of forum, and we want to get people in and bring people from the community for different things, and not just cover board games, not just cover card games. We'll look at war games and painting and other tabletop RPGs and such, so that we've actually got everybody together, and it's a sort of a one place hub. Because when we do get to a point where we're comfortable to run another event, then we will be running that, and we want that to be for everybody. We don't want to just peg it into, this is board games, this is a card game event. We want to build on that. And if anybody did attend the first one we did, that was board games, but we run a Keyforge tournament, and we wanted to grow on that sort of idea, and make sure it's a thing. And one of the ideas of this in the much future is to make a sort of mini convention out of this. So that's much further in the future, but we've got to get into a more stable place with everything, and as soon as we feel it's right for an event of that sort of nature, then we will do. So I look forward for that, and we will obviously update everybody when we get to that. So we've got the new format, we've got some of the new bits and pieces we want to do, a bit more regular content, and we want to grow some of the board game content we do. There's a lot behind me, as you'll see, and there's a lot of time to play these. So we will do different bits. Like you can see here, I've got Macquarie, one of the new unboxings from the channel. It's out, it's ready to learn. Maybe putting those up and being a bit more of an interactive learn session, so that it's me picking up a game for the first time. We'll grow that. I've mentioned before that we want to look at things like Arkham Horror, the card game, Marvel Champions, the living card game. You will see here, this is all of Time Stories up to the Midsummer Night expansion in the Blue Series. So we want to get those played. So I'm hoping to get a group together to get those out, and we'll record those. Yes, there'll be spoilers in those, but actually it's been long enough now. If you've not played it and you still want to get involved with it, there'll be that there. So I want to get those to the table. I want to get those, the content for those out there for everybody, and be sort of honest about it, and get everybody involved and try and grow that there. So I mentioned getting the Tabletop 24 brand into a convention style format. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to a couple of conventions next year, hopefully, restrictions allowing. So we're currently booked in for Aircon in March, up in Leeds, which should be great. There'll be a couple of us going there, and we'll probably try and do a bit of a vlog and get some recording done for that to put out when we get back from the event. And again, should it go ahead, we're covering UKGE in Birmingham, so the UK Games Expo. So we've been there for the last few years. We managed to go last year, although it was obviously a dwindled down affair, and rightly so. We still managed to go, had a good time. There was a lot still to see, probably not as much as there was in previous years. So we're hoping that this year it gets a bit more back to form and see like that. We know a lot of publishers are not looking to travel, particularly internationally. So it'll be interesting to see, and we'll hopefully cover that, and also any of the local events. So hopefully we'll pop up and spring up into that. And then sort of lastly, you'll notice the new paraphernalia, and so we want to do a bit of branding with a few bits. We've had the mats. I was very kindly bought this shirt for Christmas. We want to get a few of those extras. So should you see us out and about and want to interact and get to talking, and always welcome to drop along. And like I say, I'll try and get as many people involved as I can, because this is very much a community channel. It will be for people, and we'll take sort of a lead from there. It's not just going to be me going, this is the idea, and that's following it. It's more want to grow it through. I know there's a couple of people out there that will have wanted me to just go down a direction for Flesh and Blood, and we've had those conversations with a few people, and whilst we want to cover those and cover as many of those events as we can, like I say, this is a Tabletop 24 event now, or looking to grow that a little bit differently, and try and work with a few people to grow that across different platforms that we can, and try and cover as many events as possible, and link in with people like we have with Barry and Baz the Bard. So we'll pick up with that. So all in all, that was a bit of a ramble about 2021 and what you can expect from 22. So I do thoroughly hope you've enjoyed some of the content we've put out in the last 9 months, and I hope you'll follow us along with the journey that we're going to be going on in 22. And like I say, if you ever want to get involved and sort of reach out to us and suggest, make changes and look at different things, I'm very, very happy for that, and we want to grow this to be something we want to do. The first protocol is always going to be the quality of what we output, and hopefully you've enjoyed the quality of that. No, I don't want to be back of a fag packet type of channel. What needs to be purpose for it, and the purpose is to grow a really healthy community online, as well as hopefully when we can get back to an event. So thank you for joining me for this review and recap. Hopefully you'll follow all of the videos. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. We've got a lot more people that watch the channel than the subscribe. The subscriptions help us know that we're going in the right direction, and likes, comments, again, all of that helps out. If you haven't done so already, do check us out on Instagram, Tabletop, I believe, _24. I'll put it in the link below, and get in touch and like some of the stuff that we're doing across there as well. That'd be great. So thank you again, take care, and we'll catch you next time.